What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. here with the Black Boss channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today, we are talking about this social justice summit, the social justice summit that is being held and hosted by Jay-Z and Roc Nation. This came out today, and I hate to say it, it ain't gonna do much for black folks. So we're gonna read the article. I'm gonna take a look at it, and then I'm gonna tell you why it's not gonna do much for black folks. And it's all an effort. It's a big black version of the Democratic National Convention. This is what this is gonna be, and we're gonna read it, and I'm gonna tell you why. So let's go ahead and take a look at the article put out today by ABC News. This came out via ABC News. It says Jay-Z's Roc Nation convenes. Can I zoom in on this? Anyway, it says Jay-Z and Roc Nation convenes. There we go. Convenes social justice summit to drive action amid midterm election. So just off that title alone, to drive action amid midterm elections. For anybody, put where you're from in the chat, by the way. Put where you're from in the chat. But just from that alone, that tells me that the Democrats know not only are they in trouble, but they know that they're in trouble. And so they know that they're in trouble, so they're employing their big dogs, guys like Jay-Z, Charlemagne the God, Ben Crump, etc., etc. They're employing them to get people to come out and vote. The problem is black people have been voting since the 60s. Like we're voting, voter turnout in the black community. They always want you to think that that's a problem. That's not really a problem. Like black people have been voting for a long time. The problem is we've been voting for nothing. We've been voting on empty promises. We've been voting even though nobody guarantees us any tangibles. Let's keep going on. It says the label's latest initiative to address concerns about systemic racism. Is it really that though? It says the social justice arm of Jay-Z's record label Roc Nation has convened a social justice. I don't know why that's not working. A social justice coalition of leaders from various industries for a summit that is set to take place this summer amid the midterm elections in the United States. The Social Justice Coalition was assembled by Team Roc, which leads the label's philanthropic initiatives and is set to gather in New York City on July 23rd to raise awareness about racial justice and policy issues impacting people of color across America. Dana Diaz, Roc Nation's managing editor of philanthropy, told ABC News the team hopes that the summit will lead to political action and engagement amid the midterm elections. Quote, the opportunity for people to really learn about the issues that impact their communities. Okay. Issues that are going to inevitably come up in the midterm elections, and hopefully it'll drive action, Diaz said. At the very least, to get more people connected to what's happening locally in their communities, but also to get them to register to vote first and foremost, and to recognize that there are networks for folks and organizations that can learn into the support greater success, blah, 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 blah. It's not telling me nothing. That's not saying anything. Here's where they're trying to get the black people right here. This part right here. It says the summit will feature celebrities, activists, academics, and family members of those who lost their life to gun violence, and will highlight issues like criminal justice reform, mental wellness, political and civic engagement. Headliners include radio host Charlemagne the God. We know what Charlemagne's about. Charlemagne the God, civil rights attorney Ben Crump. We also know what he's about. Dream Court's founder Van Jones, worked for CNN. We know what he's about. And Until Freedom co-founder Tamika Mallory and professor and author Michael Eric Dyson. All feathers that flock together, all in the same boat. No diversity on there. And by diversity, I mean nobody with differentiating opinions. All these guys kind of float in the same circles, but let's continue on. The summit will also feature leaders from prominent organizations around the country and family members of individuals who were shot and killed by police officers, including Michelle Kinney and the mother of Antoine Rose II, Alyssa Finley, and the sister of Bolton John, Tiffany Crutcher, the sisters of Terrence Crutcher, and Dan Roy Henry Sr., and Angela Henry, the parents of DJ Henry. And this goes on to talk about hip hop. Jay-Z and Roc Nation entered a long-term partnership with the NFL in 2019 for a social justice initiative. What has happened since then? Just a racial lawsuit has been filed against the NFL since they partnered together with Jay-Z. But that's neither here nor there. Let's continue on. And September 2021, Roc Nation filed and so they're just trying to give us like, brownie points to Roc Nation and some of the things that they have done. So let's talk about, and I'm looking at some of your comments. Let me pull some of these up. It says that they do things as if they're better. Yeah, I mean, Jay-Z needs to be talking about no tangibles, no. I can't fight you on that, William. I can't fight you on that. Controlled opposition, Jay-Z and the so-called black elite are trying to corral voters, the black voters. Absolutely. Because the Democrat and not just corral black voters, Kenneth, the corralling black voters for the Democratic Party. This is just a black version of the DNC. This is the all black version. Like if there's the DNC, this is the all black DNC. This is all this is going to be. There's a couple of things that go into this. The reason why this is not going to do anything for black people, one, because all of these folks that they've named, the headliners, the Tamika Mallory's, the Ben Crumps, the Charlamagne the Gods, they're all floating the same boat. They are all a part of the same clique. They all are clicked up with Joe Biden, with Hillary Clinton, with Barack Obama, with so-and-so, and so-and-so. And more power to them. But if we're talking about real change in the black community, black people have been voting for Democrats for 60, 70 years. 60, 70 years, and our wealth was greater in the 60s than it is in 2022. That's a problem. So therefore, something's going wrong. If you wanted a real social justice summit, how about inviting some people who don't get paid from the Democratic Party? How about inviting some people who don't get a check from Joe Biden's administration, who don't get a check from Kamala Harris, who don't get a check from so-and-so and so, somebody with a differentiating opinion? How about that? Like think about this. It's like as if your home, you guys live in homes, apartments, townhouses, whatever. It's like having a plumbing issue in your home, right? Plumbing, and you got plumbing issue. That's you in bad business, you in bad shape. And you invite over everybody that's electricians. You invite an electrician, a lawyer, a doctor, everybody but a damn plumber. I don't know, guys. Maybe we should get a plumber to fix the plumbing issue at our home. This is a big ass plumbing issue, and you're inviting a bunch of electricians. You're inviting a bunch of carpenters. You're inviting a bunch of people to do drywall or fix roofs. These aren't plumbers. These aren't people that can go out and fix shit. I'm sorry. And you're going to continue to have these same problems. This makes me so mad. I get angry about this because, and I'm not saying every person that's a Democrat's a bad person. I'm not saying every Republican's a great person. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying if we have a problem, we must find a solution, not keep inviting the same people to get checks off the problems. Do you hear me? Let me repeat that again. If we have a problem, we must find a solution, not continue to bring people to talk about, people to come and rile people up. They get paid off the damn problems. Think about it. Ben Crump gets a check every single time a black man dies that's put in the national public sphere. Or black man or woman. Breonna Taylor, who was there? Ben Crump. George Floyd, who was there? Ben Crump. Bolton John, who was there? Ben Crump. Come on, y'all. Come on. Tamika Mallory, who was there? How about we get some solutionary-based people in this, up in this thing, man? Come on, we can't keep falling for the same okie doke. We can't. And here's the thing. And no disrespect to Charlamagne. I'm sure he's a great guy. But Charlamagne's also the same dude who hyped up Diddy in the Black National Party or the Black Political Party. What was that called? P. Diddy was trying to do what was it called? The Black Political Party. What Diddy? Google can't even find this. This launches black political, endorses Joe Biden, launches black political. Whatever happened to the Black Political Party? I'm just curious about this. I'm so serious. I know I'm not trying to be facetious, but I am serious. I want to know whatever happened to the Black Political Party, because that was supposed to do something for us as well, and it didn't. All it did was endorse Joe Biden. That's all it did was endorse Joe Biden, right? That's literally Black Political Party. So didn't they? I'm just trying to see something, guys. Like Google can't even find this. Our Black, is this it? Our Black Party? I think this is it. About, I think this is it. I don't know, maybe I don't even want to pull it up because I'm not sure. But Charlemagne's also the one who introduced us to that. So like Jay-Z is in conjunction with the NFL, right? He's been in conjunction with the NFL. He got us the Super Bowl. He got us the Our Black Party. Yeah, that's what it's called. Shout out to Robert. Thank you. And that just like quickly disappeared. I don't know whatever the hell happened to that, but that quickly disappeared. But Jay-Z got us the Super Bowl. He got us Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and Mary J and Kendrick. And shout out to Kendrick. He's got an album coming out. And they got us, he got us that. But this thing started, he started working with the NFL in 2019. And since then, we got a Super Bowl with a black performer, but we had that before. Michael Jackson started the Super Bowl performances back in the 90s at Super Bowl 27, I want to say. Hell, In Living Color performed at halftime of the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 26, I want to say. So we've had black performances since at least Super Bowl 26. It's the first kind of like hip hop performer, but okay. But since then, I've literally seen there's a current lawsuit by Brian Flores, a black coach, describing racism within the NFL. That's happened since Jay-Z's collaboration with the NFL. So I'm kind of lost, kind of dumbfounded on this. And like I said, when you invite a bunch of people with the same, you're not going to get a differentiating of opinion. You're going to get a bunch of people to sign up to register to vote. But once again, black people have been voting since the 60s. More black people, at least is what they're telling us now. For those who believe in conspiracy theories, I can't help you on this. But more black people voted in this past election in 2020 than voted for Obama. At least that's what they're telling me. So black people voting is not an issue. The issue is black people voting for nothing, voting for free. People telling you that they're not going to do anything specifically for you. And then when they get in office, you get pissed off that they're not doing anything specific for you. See, the biggest difference between now is in 2022 and the 70 years prior, when it comes to black people and specifically young people. And I think that's their target audience. See, young people and people that are up to date and people that are smart and intelligent and know how to use these things called computers that you're currently watching me on. See, they get it. They didn't get it before. They're starting to get it now. They're starting to see in real time when these politicians who give you all this lip service, who do all this jaw jacking, who do all this, whatever, I'm gonna do all this, and then you see it don't happen. Right? They tell you they're going to do all these things for you and for your HBCU and for your community and do all these things and put like real money into you. And then they don't do it. And then you see them give billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars to places like Ukraine. And then you see them do like Stop Asian Hate bills that gives them billions of dollars. And then you see like you see these things, like you see it in real time. And you have people like Dr. Watkins. You have people like Tariq Nasheed. You have people like Vicky Dillard. You have people like Dr. Claude Anderson in a lower extent. They come on this same here internet and tell you like, yo, did you see that they tell you they can't give you anything specifically. Kamala Harris, your vice president, told you that, right? But you see, they just gave $100 billion to Ukraine. You see, they just give billions of dollars to Stop Asian Hate. You see that they're doing this and they're pointing this stuff out to you in real time. And the smart people are like, yo, damn, you are right. You are right. Yo, what? You getting bugged out like, yo, I voted for this dude. These are the people that really want to get it. There's some people that are like, you don't know what you're talking about. Uncle Joe or Auntie Kamala, they gonna come through because they said they were gonna come through. And you just we're 2 years into this thing. You keep seeing like, no, they're actually not. But, keep believing that pipe dream, that fairy dust or whatever. But the smart ones are like, they're tightening up. They're like, yo, like, you're right. They're not doing it. And these midterm polls, like these they do the little Gallup polls or whatever. The Gallup polls are telling them like, yo, these people are smartening up. Yo, these people they're not going to vote for us. We're not going to see a second term. We're about to lose the House and lose the Senate and lose the presidency because these folks that we rely heavily on, They're not going to vote for us. They're not going to vote for us at all. And so what do? They call up their good friends at Roc Nation. They call up their good friends at Black Lives Matter. They call up their good friends over there at, what is that thing that Tamika Mallory runs? I forgot what it's called. They call up all their good friends, the Ben Crumps, the Van Jones, the Charlemagne the Gods, the Until Freedom, the Tamika Mallory, and like, yo, y'all need to get something popping out there in New York because these midterm Gallup polls ain't looking too good. Ain't looking too good. Don't worry, we gonna cut you off a check. We gonna make sure you get paid. But I need 1 million voters. I need 1 million people there. I need 500,000 people there. I need some people to get registered to vote. I need them to get excited and go tell their friends about voting for Joe Biden, for Kamala, for whoever else. Raphael Warnock down there in Georgia, and these different people. Right? I need them to get riled up about Roe versus Wade. I need them to get riled up about all of this other stuff that don't really pertain to them. Don't really affect them drastically. Need them to get riled up about all this stuff. And then make sure they go out and vote for me. Oh, well, you don't get anything. You don't get anything. You get left with a bunch of wolf tickets, a bunch of nothing. But see, because of this thing called the internet, people are tightening up. Not falling for the okie doke anymore. They're getting smarter. The grassroots people they're pushing, like the real black people that are pushing towards black people, their audiences are growing. They're not growing by accident. They're growing because people are smartening up, because people are realizing like, yo, the last 7 years has been garbage, right? The last 7 years has done nothing economically for my people. And see, here's the thing. If you want real social justice, you need to be fighting for economics, right? People love to tell you money don't make the world go round or money can't make you happy. Money fixes a lot of damn problems. It fixes a lot of problems. 90% of the problems in your community will be fixed if your people weren't begging for $1. Didn't have to go to certain people for money. Didn't have to go to certain people to eat. Didn't have to go to certain people to do X, Y, and Z. 90% of the problems will be fixed, including social justice. A part of that is getting the resources for your community, the resources that were stolen from your community, the resources that were stolen from your people. And that's only trickled down. And then when you get a leg up, they put a barrier to keep you from continuing to progress. Now, of course, you get a couple token Negroes. Of course, you get a couple of entertainers. Of course, you get a couple of athletes. Just a couple of them make a bunch of money, millions, hundreds of millions, sometimes billions of dollars off the back of, what white folks will pay up. But the majority of us, the overwhelming majority, ain't looking too good. I mean, and this is how wicked, and shout out to Madam President, one of our friends here on the platform. I almost call her a colleague or whatever, but Madam President pointed out something, because you see these rappers getting these RICO charges. A Young Thug just got a RICO charge. Him, Gunna, Casanova, which is a rapper out of New York, just got got convicted on his RICO charge. Thug and Gunna and their little YSL group down in Atlanta were arrested on a RICO charge. Casanova was arrested months ago, maybe even a year ago now, but he just got charged, and they're going to jail for a long time. Casanova's sentence is going to be between 5 and 60 years, right? He made millions of dollars, right? Talking about killing black folks, selling drugs to black folks, doing X, Y, and Z to black folks. This record label pushed, promoted, put millions and millions of dollars, and even gave him millions and millions of dollars. And the executives who pushed this music, right? Who pushed this nonsense, who pushed all of this stuff, those executives go home to their wives. They go home to their kids. They go home to they go play golf at their club, their country clubs. Their kids go to private schools on the back of that black man and his music. And he's going to jail. He's going to miss his friends, family, children, if he has any. All of that stuff for between 5 and 60 years. But the label was the one pushing and promoting this stuff. The label was the one giving him millions and millions of dollars to do that stuff, to say that stuff. The label was the one getting him airplay so that other children and young men and young women can hear that stuff. But he goes to jail because he took that money that the label gave him, allegedly, and funded his street criminal gang, his street criminal activity. You see how that works? So now they're alleging the same thing took place with Young Thug, Gunna, and the guys down in Atlanta. They already convicted Casanova. He's going to jail. He's doing 5 to 60. He's doing 5 to 60, and if it's a mean judge, he's going to get closer to 60 to 5. Just depends on however they woke up that morning. At whatever side of the bed they get off that morning, he's going to get 5 to 60. Somewhere it's a wide range, but it is what it is. Thug and Gunna are going to get something similar if the alleged acts took place. But you see how that works? You see how these record labels, these executives, they push, promote, and give you millions and millions of dollars to say and go out and say these things. See, if you were rapping about financial literacy, or if you were rapping about, religion, or if you were rapping about taking care of your woman or whatever, they don't give you that kind of bread that they give you about shooting, killing, and drug dealing. But they go home to their wives. They go home to the girlfriends. They go home to the children. They go home to the aunties, uncles, mamas, daddies with no sweat off their brow, no skin off their bone. Well, you get locked up and go to prison. Where's the social justice reform for that? Where's that at? I mean, somebody explain that to me. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Once again, my name is JeffLightsyJr. We're talking about, we started out talking about the Jay-Z Social Justice Summit, why I don't believe it'll do anything for Black people. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that like, share, subscribe button. It's honestly a big ploy for the Democratic Party to try to get people to vote for them in the midterm elections, because they understand that they're losing. They're losing bad because Biden gave a bunch of empty promises during his campaign. He gets elected and says, to hell with y'all. Kamala didn't have to give empty promises, because a lot of Black folks voted for her because she was or wanted her in because she was a woman. She'd be the first woman VP. She was an HBCU grad. She is an AKA. So a lot of Black people saw this. She was checking off a lot of boxes. Folks failed to realize she had a white husband, but it is what it is. She has Black people in her family, even though they initiated and inaugurated her as the first Indian XYZ, but she went to Howard. She threw the pinkies up. She's pink and green. She's AKA. She got bamboozled. Folks was turned about the "we did it, Joe." So what I'm saying, like, whoo. Now, Doc Watson, as wasn't Casanova criminal before the record? I don't know. I have no idea. But a lot of these artists come from the streets. I have no idea about Casanova, but a lot of these artists come from the streets. But the record labels are the ones giving them millions and millions of dollars to promote that street activity. And they go home. They go home and chill out and have no worry in the world while they're making millions, while these rappers are either end up dead, because 200 rappers died in 2021. They end up dead, or they end up getting these RICO charges, because the DAs in certain cities and certain states want to continue to crack down on gang activity. And they say the ringleaders of the gang activity, allegedly, is what these DAs are saying. This is what the Atlanta DA said about the YSL group. They said the ringleaders of the gang activity that's producing 75 to 85% of the violent crime in their cities are rappers funding it. That's what the DAs are saying. And so they built for Young Thug. Let's use his case, for example. For Young Thug, the DA in Atlanta built a 10-year case from 2012 to 2022. A 10-year case. And allegedly 50 people were killed amidst this 10-year case. 50 people. And they're all attributing it back to YSL. Allegedly. So, I just hope we see the okie doke. And I think, and you guys, and here's the beauty behind what I'm saying. I'm not telling, for those, especially for those that are watching. For those of you who are watching, you understand this concept already. If you didn't, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be watching right now. You understand this concept, and the number of people like you are growing each and every day. Because if they weren't growing, you wouldn't see a social justice summit, coalition or whatever being formed. Because here's the thing, black folks been marching since the 60s, since the 50s. Black folks been marching. Black folks been singing, Negro spiritual since slavery. This is all this is. A big Negro spiritual, a big march. King did a march on Selma in the 60s. But we don't need no more damn marching and praising, oh my Lord, Lord, Lord. We don't need no more of that. We need action. We need folks that are willing to say, to hell with that. And that's the problem with this social justice summit. Because there's nobody that was listed on, and there's going to be other people, but there's nobody on that list, the headliners anyway, that are willing to say, to hell with the marching, to hell with just voting for Democrats, just one party, to hell with it. There's nobody on there that's willing to say that. Not no Charlemagne, not no Tamika Mallory, not no Ben Crump, not no Michael Eric Dyson. None of them are willing to say that. And that's the problem with the summit. The fact that everybody at this summit has the same collective voice. Everybody in this summit has the same interest. They're all in bed with the same people. What we're trying to do is progress black folks. I get it. There's other minorities. There's the brown folks. And Tariq Nasheed always says, show me who the brown folks are. Because if you're Mexican or whatever, or, Saudi Arabian or whatever, you can classify as white. So tell me who the brown folks are. We'll be waiting for that. And that's a good point. But this whole black-brown coalition, this shit don't exist. We need to be worrying about the progress of our people. Just like the Asians were when they were pushing to stop Asian hate crime. And then we're making all us black people feel bad about attacking Asians. We weren't doing a damn thing to no Asians. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so therefore, we need to have that same energy for our own folks. The same energy you folks was out there putting for the Stop Asian Hate, the same energy that the government was putting for the Stop Asian Hate and giving them hundreds of millions and billions of dollars is the same energy they need to have for us. The same energy that they need to have for us. The same energy that they need to have for us. Period, man. And so therefore, the only way, this is why this summit, this social justice summit put on by Jay-Z and Roc Nation won't do anything. It's just a big black version of the Democratic National Convention. It's going to get people in there singing, dancing, praise be, and all of that, and nothing beneficial will come from it. It'll be a big black Democratic National Convention, a big black concert. You'll get a bunch of people up there singing and dancing and shouting and doing chants, hands up, don't shoot type of stuff. I'm tired of that, man. I'm tired of that. And you should be too. And you clearly are too, or you wouldn't be here right now. And that's why they're doing it, because more and more you are getting, it's like, yo, okay. The hands up, don't shoot, the singing and dancing, the big concert performances, that don't do it for me no more. that just don't do it for me no more. I get it. It's just fun. It's cool. Concerts are cool. Turning up, drinking, whatever. But at the end of the day, I need you to cut a check. I need some resources being flooded in this direction for my people. I need us to be able to do something, to be able to make some money. So that's my thing. Thank you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, my name is JeffLightsyJr with the Black Boss Channel. You can subscribe to the Black Boss Channel right there at theblackbosschannel.com. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. I talk about stuff like this all the time at JLightsy7. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you next time.